Our family of 4 boarded the train downtown San Diego. Traveling by train to San Francisco is one of the cheapest ways around, especially under the family plan. The total round-trip fare for 2 adults and 2 children came to $192. That's as long as you travel between Monday and Friday.
Aboard!
The way the family fare is set up, you can go all the way to San Francisco or make as many stops along the way as you want to. Our family's first stop was in Los Angeles. There's a lot to see in LA beyond Hollywood and the glitter of Sunset Strip. We decided to explore old Los Angeles. This is the original downtown area when LA was little more than a settlement. It's called El Pueblo de Los Angeles, which is now a state historical park. Here you could see the oldest residence in the city and one of the oldest churches. Of course, not too far from here, you can shop Olivera Street or spend the whole day people watching. From LA, our family headed to Santa Barbara. There they rented a car and drove to the Danish town of Solvang. Back in the early 1900s, Solvang was nothing more than a bean field. Then in 1910, a group of Danish farmers from the Midwest decided to move to California and bring with them their Danish heritage. Solvang is now a very prosperous town, mainly surviving on tourism. It's an easy town to get around in. All the shops and hotels are within walking distance of each other. The town is filled with shops selling handmade Danish goods and Swedish imports. But the one thing that draws people back year after year is the Danish pastry. Nowhere else in the country will you see such a hip expanding selection of confections.
What about these right here? They look good.
That one is 2 oatmeal cookies put together with mocha cream.
After leaving Solvang, our family drove back to Santa Barbara and hopped back on the train to San Luis Obispo. The Hearst Castle in San Simeon was our next stop. The castle was built as William Randolph Hearst's monument to himself. It was here that he lived and operated his vast empire. Most of his art collection is still housed here. The castle was started in 1919. Construction, though, was halted in 1947 when Hearst suffered a heart attack. Many of the 115 rooms were never finished. The castle cost Hearst at least $100 million to build. That's with Depression dollars. Today, it's estimated would be worth 7 times that. The pool alone cost more than $1 million, but Hearst thought that was money well spent. So did swimmer Johnny Weissmuller. He trained here during the early 30s for the Olympics. When writer George Bernard Shaw toured the castle, his only comment was, "You can only imagine what God would do if God had money." San Simeon, our family headed to San Francisco. That was their last stop. Our family spent most of their time strolling through Chinatown. Since it takes up 24 blocks, you could spend a couple of days exploring its byways. It would take you at least a year of dining out every night to sample all of San Francisco's ethnic restaurants. Our family spent 2 days in San Francisco, and while they may have left their hearts there, they did not leave their wallet. They spent just under $500. Here's how it breaks down. The transportation was $192. That was for the train. The rental car cost $30. Rooms for 5 nights came to $150. Tours came to $10, and the total food bill came to $110. Tomorrow night, we'll take a look at some other California vacations. Paula Zahn, News 8.